Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hobart begins now.
Good evening. A new lead in a murder mystery gripping Tasmania for decades is invigorating hope in a cold case. A person of interest behind the wheel of a car seen near where Victoria Cafasso was murdered in 1995 could hold crucial answers for police.
A beige Subaru station wagon of huge interest to police could hold the key to a long-running cold case. Police reconstructed these images in the hope someone may remember the actual vehicle back in October 1995.
It was noted as driving past the scene.
And police really want to know more about the man behind the wheel.
Approximately 6 feet tall. He was slim build, but described as being very fit and had suntanned arms and legs and had the general appearance of a surfer.
He's believed to be linked to the murder of 20-year-old Italian tourist Victoria Cafasso at Freshwater Creek at Beaumaris. Searches continue near where the crime took place.
We have conducted searches in the past few months.
A $500,000 reward remains on offer for anyone who gives police the information they need for a conviction. Something which would provide much-needed closure.
This has obviously had a significant impact on Victoria's immediate family and has done for quite some time.
This could be the refresher someone needs. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmania News.
Advocates and victim survivors are alarmed by potential reductions in the Commission of Inquiry's long-awaited report into child sexual abuse. Despite reassurances about next month's report, the government's power has been criticised, with transparency declared to be crucial.
As the Commission of Inquiry's final report nears, support services are readying themselves to help victim survivors.
They have really high expectations about the content of the report and the implementation of the recommendations.
For generations, Tasmanian governments have failed children. Those shortcomings will be laid bare.
It's two sides of the coin, both healing to know that the community is talking about this issue, but also a reminder of the trauma they've experienced.
A final report will be handed to the Governor on August 31. The government can advise on if certain parts should be redacted for the public.
What the government needs to commit to is only redacting or suggesting redactions where there's active prosecutions.
The Governor, I understand, can take advice from who she wants, but has an ultimate say.
Advocates say it would be a betrayal of those who gave evidence and all victims for large swathes of this report to remain secret.
Just because you were given permission to do it through the legislation does not mean it would make you honourable.
The Robodebt Royal Commission's final report had a sealed section with criminal referrals, but that decision was made by the Commissioner, Catherine Holmes.
That is a decision that is best left to someone with that legal training who is the head of the inquiry. And I know that we've got 2 former judges who are commissioners on this Commission of Inquiry.
We've invested a lot in having this inquiry. We want it to be as complete as possible.
When establishing this inquiry, former Premier Peter Gutwein said he couldn't change the past, but was committed to making a difference for the future. Integrity experts say that means putting out the truth, the whole truth, for all to see.
There is no room for hiding things. There is no room for secrecy if you're trying to do better. It's simply not compatible.
Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
A disgraced Launceston accountant will spend at least the next 4 years behind bars, sentenced on more than 100 fraud-related charges. James Redmond Burrows stole more than $1.4 million from his clients to help fund his gambling addiction. Facing the Launceston Supreme Court, the 38-year-old was sentenced to 7.5 years jail. He'll be eligible for parole after 4 years and 3 months. Tasmanians will be able to unite as one and support the Matildas in tomorrow's do-or-die World Cup quarter-final clash with France. Parliament Lawns is set to turn into a fan zone as support and viewership for the tournament continues to surge.
It's scenes like this that have captivated the nation. Live sites have brought tens of thousands of passionate Aussies together during the World Cup. Tasmanians will get that opportunity to unite tomorrow as our Matildas look to conquer the might of France.
It's about being together as a community, and that's something that we love doing.
To have a space to watch the game and to unite as a community is awesome.
Optus and the City of Hobart teaming up to transform the home ground of state politics into a fan zone.
It makes it okay for people to be together and enjoy something. It's about being together as a community.
People can come, maybe grab something to eat, and then just there'll be some face painting, some wonderful events, and then just sit down and watch the game and cheer.
Football Tasmania says events like this have a special feeling.
You can see the unique kind of atmosphere that you can enjoy. Tasmanians and in particular people in Hobart can get a taste of that.
Organisers are expecting hundreds to don the green and gold and cheer on the Matildas from here at the Lawns. The surge in support a welcome sight for Tasmania's female footballing community, with hopes it will leave a legacy on and off the field.
Watch their idols, they can follow in their footsteps and, I guess explore those opportunities.
You can also see the game here on 7 Tasmania from 4 p.m. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanians will have the chance to cheer on Australia's world champion netball team in the flesh for the first time in Hobart. The Origin Diamonds will hit the capital in October as part of a 3-game shootout against South Africa.
Green, gold and gracious in victory.
The Diamonds have done it! They are the world champions!
Their win over in Cape Town was unbelievable, so good to watch and very exciting that we are now world champions.
And they aren't slowing down. The Origin Australian Diamonds announcing a tri-game series starting in Cairns. Tasmania clinching the other 2 matches at MyState Bank Arena on October 29 and 31.
First time we've been in Hobart and first time we've played South Africa in a standalone series in 18 years. So it's going to be a really monumentous occasion.
The state government securing staging rights with a $500,000 investment.
There's a community outreach program that will be run by Netball Australia and Netball Tasmania as well to engage with the community.
And while diamonds may be forever, staying on top is not.
South Africa finished 6th in the World Cup just gone. They have a lot to prove. They think that they are better than 6th and we think they actually are as well.
Die-hard Diamonds fans will have to be quick if they want to see the team live in action. Netball Tasmania's registered members will have the first pick of seats during a pre-sale on Monday before ticket sales open to the general public on Tuesday.
It'll be a huge, tick of the box to sell out these 2 games and put a very strong case forward for Tasmanian netball and what that might look like at SSN level in the future.
Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
The new Brighton High School is quickly being assembled. The Education Minister toured the site today with the project expected to be completed by next year.
We've had a really good start, nice mild winter has meant minimal weather delays, so we've had really good progress on site.
And having a structure that can be redeployed and have many lives and perform many roles in the life of a school and in the life of a student is something that we're learning to accommodate in design now.
Enrolment's open for the new school next year. Looks like we're still on that vision. We might be enjoying an unseasonably mild winter, but Tasmanians are being told they should prepare to make life or death decisions this fire season. Warmer temperatures and below average rainfall sparking increased fears of a catastrophic summer.
You'd think spring had already sprung. It might still be August, but plants are blooming weeks ahead of schedule. For local gardeners, it's an unusual time.
They're more advanced than other years, and things are flowering about 4 to 5 weeks ahead of time.
I've had daffodils and other perennials out for weeks. The ones that shouldn't be out, I've even got an iris out.
Bureau of Meteorology figures paint a dry picture. Record low rainfall was recorded in parts of Tasmania during July as temperatures soared into August.
We're sitting at around 2.5 degrees above the August average for Hobart.
The conditions have a leading bushfire expert on high alert.
We're looking at a very high likelihood of extremely dangerous bushfires this summer.
He says the mild weather and climate change have dried out soil and fuel loads, which had flourished in recent years, urging locals to view the catastrophic scenes in North America and Europe as a warning sign.
Tasmanians may be having to make a life and death decision this summer.
Homeowners advised to start preparing now.
Thinking about where they're living, the sorts of fuels they've got, and really key into thinking about how dry the bush is.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Star Power has arrived in the north, with Dr Karl making a Launceston pit stop to launch National Science Week. The renowned communicator sharing some mind-blowing facts, hoping to impart some wisdom to eager students.
A captivated audience hanging off Dr Karl's every word, presenting a fresh dose of fascinating facts to help shape a brighter future.
As long as we learn critical thinking and can apply it, I think we'll be right.
Northern students tapping into one of the nation's leading minds.
They've asked very deep and meaningful questions that covered many layers.
Hoping to inspire the next generation of potential prodigies as they prepare for future careers.
Words of wisdom and basically messages of good hope.
The Australian icon in town as the QV Mag launches National Science Week with a bang.
There really is something, whether you're 6 or whether you're 106, it's a great way to get hands-on and to explore Science Week.
Gaming galore is just one of the many workshops hoping to go off without a glitch.
We've got a full day of young people coming into the museum and learning how to make their own video game.
Combining all the elements and proving the quest for knowledge never stops.
The best part is the question and answer session, because that way I'll learn stuff as well as pass on knowledge.
Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
UTAS's forestry building will feature the walls of the future made with Hempcrete. In an Australian first, the experimental material, a hemp mixture that sets like concrete, will be used in a commercial build.
Apart from being a very environmentally friendly material, it's highly insulative, so you're going to end up with an energy efficient building.
We obviously will want to see it in situ, see how it performs over the next year or so before we think about how we're going to incorporate it into future builds.
A prototype is currently being erected with local tradies to learn to use it. Young Tasmanian women are being encouraged to take up careers in traditionally male-dominated industries at an innovative jobs fair. The Fearless Festival featuring live exhibits and demonstrations from a number of companies looking to bolster their workforce.
Challenging young women to be fearless when considering a future in STEM, hospitality and trades. This year's festival featuring a large Defence Force presence with multiple exhibits from all military branches.
We're really trying to encourage girls. It's a great opportunity. You get the same opportunity as guys, and I mean, the more girls we have, the more support we have.
The Navy offering pathways for women to become sailors, officers and engineers.
They're really encouraging engineering at the moment with the new nuclear program that's come out, and we need nuclear engineers.
The construction industry providing a live demonstration, hoping to spark an interest, building a cubby house which is being donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
I've had a fair few girls come up and say that they're interested in the trade, which is really good because we're always looking for new girls.
Hospitality students from Don College also gaining valuable experience, serving up a gourmet lunch to visiting dignitaries. The two-day event now in its 7th year, growing from a small dinner to a fully fledged exhibition.
We say there are no glass ceilings. There's no fear of what young women can do these days. Everything from a builder to an electrician.
Mark Zita, 7 Tasmania News.
In the SFL, the family-friendly feeling at Lindisfarne has helped convince its coach to sign on for another year. Trey Westbury says the two Blues convinced him and his family to stay at the club. After a stuttering start to the year, he also wants to build on their recent hot form.
That first 3 games, we were sort of just getting to know each other. Still playing okay footy, but obviously 3 losses. Since then, I think we've gone 7-3. With those 3 losses being by under 10 points. So we're really starting to gel.
Lindisfarne has the bye this weekend. To soccer, the Clarence Zebras are hoping to stamp out their losing streak in an extra special match this Sunday. The team will take on the Kingborough Lions in the state's first Battle of the Franklin, designed to raise awareness and funds for prostate cancer.
We face an uphill battle in regards of the game, and obviously we've got the Prostate Cancer Foundation coming in as well, so it's in regards of the whole match itself and the whole event, it's important.
It's about members that we've lost in the past. It's about members that are actually going through the same prostate cancer journey that I've been through, and no doubt it'll be about members in the future as well.
Meanwhile, Tasmanian soccer star Lucy Johnson has signed with Sydney FC in the upcoming Women's A-League after 2 seasons with the Newcastle Jets. You can tell how much effort went into a Tasmanian gold medal at the World Cycling Championships. Felicity Wilson-Heffenden collapsed at the finish of the Women's Junior Road Time Trial in Scotland after giving every ounce of effort. Her first placing follows national and Oceania titles earlier this year, after making the switch from hockey to cycling. And well, tonight is my last Friday flashback, so as a Crows fan I couldn't help but wind back the clock to 1998 when Adelaide went back-to-back in the grand final against North Melbourne. Now the big clash whipped both sides of Bass Strait into a frenzy, and the Crows had a little extra push on Southern Cross news from the sports presenter of the day. At footy stores across Tasmania, fans were clawing for Crows or rushing for Roos merchandise. And although local support was split,
Crows. North Melbourne, all the way, mate.
There was no questioning one Tasmanian fan, Southern Cross sports presenter Rob Fairs.
All year I've copped it from my workmates, Steve and Murph. But boys, Adelaide's into another grand final. And come 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, I may have the last laugh yet again.
Yep, that's the one. Stop and check. His support may have been the boost the Crows needed as a foreign legion crossed the border as huge underdogs. The Crows would need to draw on the fighting spirit of Muhammad Ali on the road to the Holy Grail. The songbook was sounding familiar as the Red Hot Roos waltzed to an early lead. But Wayne Carey's men would kick themselves out of the game, booting 8-22, opening the door to the Crows.
He's kicked the goal!
Nigel Smart put the icing on the cake, Malcolm Blight launched from the boundary line, and Fairsy donned the Guernsey on the Southern Cross desk. Something seen on the TVs, fans crowded around in pubs across the state that day. A tradition which lives on for Tasmanians and footy fans across the nation. That's my lounge room too. Now, Lou, this is it for me. I arrived here in 2016, a bit wet behind the ears, still a little bit as well. And since then, I've just fallen in love with Tasmania. I've been honestly truly overwhelmed by the messages and best wishes from so many people. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has let me share their story or simply enjoy my work. And I've come to this point on the shoulders of my colleagues and mentors who have been so good to me and made, well, this my world. I have loved it so much and I could never give Tasmania as much as Tasmania has given to me. So, thank you.
Tom, I can honestly say we've absolutely loved having you here and we know how much you've loved your flashbacks. Well, tonight we have a special Friday flashback of your journey here from the Southern Cross days to now.
Well, joining me for the first time at the sports desk is Tom Johnson. Welcome, Tom.
Police say the use which they've applied to this Saturday's side on the west coast, smashing into this fence, even for Polly here. Jump out of the way, practice their skills. Way to the op shop just up the road. They're distracted. Juniper berries. Frog in a pond. For a Gilbert. Excitement and the tension. Heart beats again.
We're going to miss Tom because the thing about Tom is he does everything with passion and with a whole lot of love.
Valentine's Day often prompts people to find a partner. It's a tame young male who's most likely going to end up in the show pen. So nice to be able to meet you. Just as important as kissing often is kissing well. The tip for Tasmanians is to make time to lock lips. The app can be used by anyone. It says there are more than 50 different types nearby. Hopefully, none of them deadly. They don't say a whole lot, but they sure know how to party. If you've got a really cool car like me with rear spoiler and 6-stacker CD as standard.
Everywhere he goes, someone wants his autograph.
Been bombarded with emails, letters, cards and even telegrams from his fan base out there.
It's about getting some exercise and making new friends. Very fitting. Cheers to that. By building up a relationship over time. After all, getting chocolate lovers along is a piece of cake. He's then back training for more than an hour a day. Marathons are tough, and a night on the turf before doesn't help. Yo, look, I'm ready to party and, you know, to be the best takes plenty of practice. That vision has finally come to life. This is a great result. All I need now is my chauffeur. But gee, I've loved it so much. Will you have me back?
Of course we'll have you back, Tommy.
We love to have Trust Me Tom back on.
Tom, it's been a joy. You're just a lovely person.
I came in full of confidence today, but let's just say experience counts. He's set to run for many years to come. Thomas, the Tank Engine, 7 Tasmania News. And she's hungry for a win.
What a beautiful and hilarious tribute to a beautiful bloke. TJ, I can say you are a genuine legend on and off the screen, and personally I'm honoured to have worked beside you all these years and to have formed a long-lasting friendship. You light up the newsroom every day and our viewers' lounge rooms every night. To say you'll be missed is an absolute understatement. So from all of us, goodbye and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That has just blown me away, that package there. And I hadn't seen that before tonight, but I know my good mate Tom Whitmore spent a lot of time putting that together. And I'll tell you what a fantastic memory. I've just loved Tasmania so much. It's been a privilege, an honour. So thank you. Again, thank you for having me. Thanks, Lou.
Pleasure.
You're the best.
Come back anytime. Thanks for that, Tom Johnson, for the final time. But thankfully, we are keeping one of our news legends. Peter Murphy will join us after the break with the weather forecast.
Good evening. Hobart and Campania well above average again today. The state's high of 17 degrees, Launceston and Devonport 13, Burnie 14. Fingal our low with a -2, but temperatures during the day between 1 and 3 above normal. Grove 16, Friendly Beaches and Bushy Park 15, St Helens and the Bass Strait Islands 14, Low Head and Strawn a top of 13. Cloudy conditions over most of Tasmania as the cold front approached. Darwin Dam recorded 10 millimetres to 4 p.m, the best fall. Now we can see that frontal band here heading our way on that big map. Troughs have produced cloud over southern WA and the next front is south of the Bight. That second front will approach us from the southwest as the initial front decays tomorrow afternoon. A large high is building to the west as well. The winds west and northwesterly tomorrow at 15 to 25 knots and to 30 knots over the south. A swing around to the southwest should happen late morning with swells building to 4 and 5 metres. We have a strong wind warning that's been issued from waters from Sandy Cape clockwise around the state to Low Rocky Point. Saturday for Hobart, 13 with a shower or two. Showers for Medina, a top of 9 and 10 the high for Oaklands. Launceston, 14 with a possible shower, 14 for Devonport. Bit of snow easing from Lyowini, 5 degrees tomorrow with snow down to 700 metres expected. A shower or two for Burnie, 13, 12 the top for Strawn. Marrawar, showers easing and 13. St Helens, a top of 16, a possible shower, partly cloudy for Swansea, 13 the high for Orford, a possible shower for you as well. On to Sunday and a fine partly cloudy day apart from a possible shower for the west and far south. Temperatures a bit on the cool side though. A shower over King Island on Monday but fine for the rest of the state, and on Tuesday another cold start followed by a fine partly cloudy afternoon. A bit of cloud over Perth tomorrow as we look further north. Showers forecast for Adelaide and Melbourne, becoming cloudy in Sydney, a top there of 21 degrees. But fine and sunny conditions, 27 in Brisbane tomorrow. Bit of light rain over Hobart, it's 11 at the moment, 11 in Launceston and cloudy, partly cloudy in Devonport and 11 degrees. Well, yes, that's completing our Tom Johnson News Hour for tonight and also the Tom Johnson career here in Tasmania. During the break, we've had lots of people calling in wanting to see one last look at Tom. Lucky the man on the move is still with us. Tom, all the best for the future, mate. Now, there's a song from the 80s that said, "The future's so bright, you're going to wear shades." That will reflect you. All the best, buddy.
Thank you, mate.
And Louise, listen here. Get rid of the news. We've got some serious farewelling to do.
You're guilty.
I'll see you in just a minute. Thanks for that, boys. That's all your news for now. We'll be back later with updates and we'll see you after the Matildas game tomorrow for your Saturday night bulletin. Have a lovely and safe evening. Good night.